So to be totally honest, I was going to skip doing a video today. I felt like it was Christmas time and New Year's with all the holidays. I was like, it'd be a perfect reason to just get out of doing a video. But that's not my goal. I felt like I needed to put out a video today. Do you have a hard time setting goals? How about sticking to them and actually achieving them? Stay tuned to find out the most common mistakes and how to avoid them. Please subscribe. It's totally free to do so, and you can change your mind at any time. Also, hit the notification bell if you'd like to be notified every time our videos are uploaded, which should be every Tuesday. I have struggled with setting goals my entire life. I even remember in elementary school, I would avoid the task if I could, and if I couldn't, I would just kind of put something super easy that I knew that I could accomplish, and it wouldn't take any effort on my part. I was so afraid of setting goals. I thought that if I set a goal and I didn't achieve it, it meant that I failed, and I was not going to set myself up for failure. I've learned a lot in the past few years. I've grown so much. I've learned a lot, and goal setting is one of the things that I really think has got me there. Goal setting is so important. It helps set a path for what you want to achieve. I know that a big part of that is learning to dream again. As adults especially, we generally shut that part of our brain down. We just say big dreams are impossible, we can never get there, why should we try? So, either from our own self-talk or from external forces, we're told don't dream, don't set yourself up for disappointment, it's just a waste of time. So what I've had to relearn is that dreaming is such a necessary part of life. You need to have things that you're working towards. And if you don't have dreams and set goals, then you're never going to make progress. All your progress is going to be accidental. The chance of you accidentally getting where you want to go is super slim. One thing that I did have to relearn and kind of teach myself was that even if I don't hit the big goal that I'm striving towards, it's not a failure. The growth that I've had to go through to reach those big goals, or at least get close to them, that's the real success. It's the growth that really pushes you forward and makes you get closer to your dreams and makes it more likely that you'll succeed in the future. Do I want to hit my goals? Absolutely. But now I can go for my goals without a fear of failure. So the first mistake I see people making is not reflecting on the previous year. You need to take into account all the things that you did the year before and just really kind of do some reflection on what did I do well? What didn't I do well? What were my successes? What were my failures? And take full responsibility for your successes and your failures. I only succeeded because of this person, or I only succeeded because this happened, or I only failed because of some external reason. If you see yourself as the victim, it's going to be so much harder to put in the work that it takes to be able to grow, learn, change, and adapt, and really hit those goals that you want to hit. So just really dive into it. What were your successes? What were your disappointments? What lessons did you learn? What were your missed opportunities? The opportunity principle says that regret is the strongest where the opportunity for improvement is the greatest. So dive into those regrets, dig through them, see where you could grow, what you could learn from the mistakes that you made, and where you can use that to accelerate your growth in the future. The next thing about goals is write them down. I know everybody says this, but there's studies that have been done that really point out the importance of writing them down. 83% of people don't even have a goal. So if you have a goal, you're already way ahead. People with goals are 10 times more successful than those without goals. But of those people with goals, only 3% write them down. And those 3% are 3 times more likely to achieve their goals. So do yourself a favor, write down your goals and put them where you can see them. Put them where you look at them daily. Some people write them daily, but I just like to keep mine posted. Post your goals, review them, remind yourself what you're working for and why you're working for them. So the next part of the process that we kind of already touched on is dream big. So these big dreams, they're gonna be scary. They're gonna seem impossible. But if you say, I want to do this in 5 years, and you give yourself time to work towards it, you don't have to see every step of the process. You just have to know what the next step is and just kind of start aiming that direction. So many of us have squashed this ability in ourselves, this ability to dream, whether it's been from negative people on the outside or just our own negative self-talk. We've told ourselves that our dreams aren't worth it, that they're too hard, that it's impossible, we'll never get there. And that's not serving us. It's not getting us closer to where we want to be. We squash our ability to create, to dream, to think big, to set, big goals and reach towards them. So things to think about are like, what would your perfect day look like? Where would you be? What would you be doing? Who would you be with? How would you be feeling? What are you doing that's like making an impact? What is your purpose? What brings meaning? And really dig deep into that. Not what should my dreams look like, but what do you really want? Not what does somebody else want, but what do you want? And I found that this exercise takes a while. Like, you're gonna have to get a blank piece of paper and you might be staring at it for a while. And you just have to really dig into, like, what would my life look like? What do I want my life to look like? What is my dream? Not what should I dream, not what's their dream, but what is my dream? And what dreams have you let go of? What are things that you've always wanted, but you've started saying like, oh, I can't do that. It's just not possible for me. Dig into those. This is your time to dream big, dig in, get creative, and really think about the life you would love to have. When was the last time you set an impossible goal for yourself? When was the last time that you really sat down and dreamed? Please let me know in the comments below. I know for me, it had been probably at least 10 years since I had really sat down and dreamed what I wanted my life to look like. So then once you start dreaming and thinking about the direction you want your life to go, it's time to actually set some hard goals. And you want to do this in increments of 90 days. So take your next 90 days, see what it looks like on the calendar, and pick one hard goal. Not like your impossible goals, but set a goal that is challenging, but you know you can accomplish it in the next 90 days, that it's possible. They need to challenge you, but they also need to be achievable. In the next 90 days, what can you accomplish if you really push yourself? What I want you to do is I want you to pick one main goal that really excites you. Something that you look forward to doing, but challenges you and gets you steps closer towards your dream. I also want you to set 2 smaller goals. They're important, they're getting you towards your goal, probably less exciting than your main goal, but still important to get done and a big important part of this process. So you already kind of picked your goals, so then you need to make a plan, and I like to use the acronym SMARTER. So S is specific. The more specific, the better. You want to be super clear on what you're trying to accomplish. M, measurable. You want to make it something that you can actually measure and track. I like to use habit trackers or, checklists, whatever it takes, but it needs to be measurable. Achievable. You need to believe that you can actually achieve this goal if you push yourself. You don't want to put something so unrealistic that you just give up quickly. R is relevant. How important is this to you? Does it feel like it's getting you closer to your purpose? Does it feel like it's in line with your values? T is for time. Give yourself a deadline and make sure you stick to it. When does this need to happen? How long is it going to take? And when does it need to be done by? And then once your time is up, it's E. It's time to evaluate. How did you do? What did you learn? What can you do better next time? And then R. R is an important one. R is for reward. How are you going to celebrate once you hit your goal? It's important to celebrate all of our achievements, whether they seem big or small. It really keeps us motivated to continue pursuing our goals. My final tip is to find an accountability partner. With a partner, you're 2.5 times more likely to hit your goal than without one. But you want to find somebody that understands why you're doing this, isn't afraid to push you when you need to be pushed, celebrates your wins, big and small, someone that you can check in with every week and report your progress. Some final thoughts to leave you with. Don't forget to look over your goals every day. Be flexible and reassess every 30 days. Don't overthink the steps to get there and just start taking action. One of the most important things is you have to keep showing up even before you see results. One of my favorite quotes right now is by C.S. Lewis, and it says, "You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending." If you need help dreaming big and setting goals, I made a printable that you can use, and the link is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. If you want to see where our goals and dreams are taking us, you can check out some of our other videos on our 1920s historic hotel renovation project. I hope to see you in the next video. Have a great week.